What's up, y'all?
Hey fam, welcome to our new series called Dashboard Discussions.
Real Estate Edition.
It's SK and Ren, your real estate friends, and we are here to just talk to you. We were just talking. We were just talking, and we're like, dang, we should actually just put this on the video because
it's really interesting stuff.
It's very interesting.
So I'll give you a little bit of background. We had a property that we renovated here in La Vista, and we put it up for sale back in November. I think it was just like a week before Thanksgiving.
Price range was going to be anywhere from 200 to 300.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. 200. Okay, let's say 250.
Yeah, anyway, we did list this property for $225 in November. We had received a handful of offers within the first couple of days.
In November,
which was really good. And
long story short, kind of just decided that,
let's rent it out.
Let's rent it out.
We're like, we're not going to sell it.
We're not going to sell it. We're going to rent it out, kind of see the more benefits of that. And then, we're kind of like thinking about renting it out. And then we're like, you know what, spring's here. Let's sell it.
We found some people that wanted to rent it out, but it was like, we could probably find a better rental property. So let's put this bad boy up for sale. We're heading into the spring. The market's picking up.
The market's it's spring market. It's gonna draw more buyers. However, the first weekend that we had it listed in November, we had how many offers for?
We had 5 offers.
5 offers.
Now we have listed it. We listed it this past Thursday, a couple days ago, for the same price, and we have the same amount of offers. And it's looking like
what price?
Is
there any difference in price of offers that we got versus when we listed it in November?
We have a $1,000 higher offer.
And you know what? This is a pretty cool thing, just because, this
is a cool thing because you
don't really get to do these kind of case studies
with other people's properties,
right? So we got to see this firsthand. Does the spring market actually draw in higher offers, more buyers? And our consensus based off of this house in this area is no.
No. What matters more than the time of year is pricing.
Price. I thought we were going to say it. I thought we were going to say the same time. Ready?
Price.
Oh, what are we saying? Pricing or price?
Pricing. So it doesn't matter what time of year it is. If it's the day before Christmas, the day after New Year's Eve, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, 8 weeks after the first day of school. It doesn't matter as long as you price it properly.
And I tell this to everyone, and sometimes when we are working with our own properties, we have to talk to ourselves, right? We have to talk to ourselves.
What would we tell a client?
What would we tell a client? And here's some things that we didn't listen to ourselves the first time that we tell clients. Pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. I say this to every single client when it comes to listing their house, because could we have, can we push it? We have 5 offers. Do you think that there's another one coming in for $5,000 more? It's like, we have 5 offers, The second thing I tell my clients that I needed to listen to myself is that, when you have 5 offers around the same price, any other offers are going to be around that same price. You're not going to get a unicorn. You're not going to get someone who's going to be paid $10,000 more than the other 5 offers that you have. Is commonality a word?
Yeah.
People look at the comparables. That's why what am I trying to say?
There's usually a trend. You can pick out a trend with multiple offers.
But people aren't going to come in and overpay for a property, especially when it's just kind of a starter home.
And if it's a bank loan, they're not even going to let you.
Yeah, because the appraisal has to be taken into consideration. So yeah, what was another thing that we had to tell ourselves as another thing I tell buyers that I had to tell myself, hey, the people that want to see it the most are usually going to see it the first 2 days. And you're going to have a good idea of what your offers are within the first 2 days. Especially in the spring market, when you're in the middle of a snowstorm, that might be a little bit different. Maybe give yourself a little bit more time. But ultimately, if people are really looking for houses and it's priced right, those people are going to see it within the first week of it being listed, and they're going to make an offer.
Yep.
And then the last thing that I tell sellers that I had to tell myself, or we had to tell ourselves, was pricing strategy. SK?
This pricing strategy is just so important. It's the most important part about marketing. And every price bracket, like when you're talking about houses that go from 150 to 250, 250 to 350, 350 to 450, or whatever those kind of price brackets, the marketing strategy with pricing is a little bit different, but it's all kind of the same. It's generally very similar.
It's all kind of the same, and it's one consensus. It's one thing. We want people to walk into the house that you're listing, and we want them to have saw 4 other houses that day, and we want them to leave your house and say,
that was the best one we saw all
today. We saying the same thing.
And we hear that. I hear that a lot because I'm primarily the listing agent for our team here, SK and Ren. I do most of the listings, so I hear directly.
I see it from the buyers.
From the buyers' agents who are talking to me about their client's offer.
They're like, yeah,
this was the best house that we saw all day. Thank you. That's what we wanted to happen.
Thank you. Finally, thank you. Because then, and buyer's agents, they want to find, our job as a buyer's agent when we're working buyers is to find the best one for the price.
Yep.
So when we go into four $250,000 houses, this is even the same thing with $500,000 houses. We go into $400,000 or $500,000 houses that day, and our buyers got their pre-approval, they're ready to make an offer, they're going to pick the best one. They're going to pick the best bang for the buck. They're not going to be, when they can see the value, and then once they get into an offer situation, they're committed, right? They're like, now we can really start seeing ourselves live in this house. Like there's a high opportunity that we will be actually buying this house now that we have an offer out. And then you create competition. Then once the competition is created, people start to compete. And no one wants to be a loser.
No one wants to lose.
So that's a part of the pricing strategy from the listing agent. And when you're kind of working with buyers, it's like, if you go up $5,000, it'll increase your payment by $30, but hey, you got the house that you wanted. And clearly it's so sellable that this house had 5 other offers on it. You're not going to have any trouble selling it later down the road. So as the buyer, it's kind of worth it to compete, because if you really want it. But honey, wrap me up here. Wrap me up. Conclude me. Summarize.
Yeah, summarize.
As a buyer, it's exciting to compete. It's not always that fun if you lose, but sometimes if you find a house where you want to do whatever it takes, competing is just a part of the buying process.
People love to compete.
And on the sell side, it's like, people want the competition to sell their house.
Yep.
People want people to be competing. That way you can pick the terms.
That is the skill of a listing agent, is to get buyers to compete for that house.
That's why you need to work with someone.
That is a skill.
I don't even care if you don't work with us, but I'm saying, like, you need to work with someone who understands that skill, who has that skill, who understands how important pricing is. Because like Sean said, it is the foundation
most important part
to marketing.
Of marketing. Pricing.
Boom.
I can relate it to anything. Toothpaste. You got Crest and Colgate.
Yeah, because some people just go in there and look for the cheapest one.
You got Crest and Colgate.
I don't really know.
One of them, like, they all have the same ingredients, but one of them's $1 more. Which one are you going to buy?
They don't. Some people would say they don't. Like some of our friends who make their own toothpaste.
Yeah. I mean, that's completely different.
I know. I'm just saying.
Because I'm not going to find homemade toothpaste in Walgreens.
I know. I'm just saying. But, yeah. Ultimately, that's it.
That is it.
We did an awesome case study. And if you're interested in seeing what your house could sell for in this market,
or in any market,
hit us up. And we'll be able to help you out. All right. Have a good day.
Thanks for tuning in.
To Dashboard Discussions with SK and Ren, your real estate friends.
Yep.